and welcome back to the United Star. My name is Sid, and we are joined by Prasham and Vishesh, and we will be talking about how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fared in a set of difficult games, which included Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea, Leipzig, Arsenal, Besiktas, and Everton. So, starting with Prasham, how would you say that Ole and his team have fared in these set of games?
Yeah, I think it's been a very interesting set of games. If you'd asked me beforehand if we win PSG, if we win Leipzig, and if we draw at Chelsea, would you take it? I'd have said yes. But then when you tell me that you lost to Arsenal and Istanbul Başakşehir, I would have been a little more skeptical about that. And then I think the Everton comeback was brilliant. So overall, I think it was a roller coaster sort of 2.5 weeks for Manchester United fans, where we went from this channel went from being Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a master tactician to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being clueless to back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being a good tactician. So I think that sort of sums up these 2.5 weeks sum up Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's journey at Manchester United. He's brilliant on days and he is horrible on days. And you don't know which Ole and which Manchester United is going to turn up when. Because those two games against Arsenal and Chelsea, you thought that you couldn't do worse, and then we sort of went out and lost to Başakşehir. Başakşehir had not got a Champions League goal before we played them, and they scored two and one against us. Demba Ba is their second or third choice striker, and he had our defenders on toast. So overall, if I was to rate Oli, maybe I'd give him a. It's very hard because you see that PSG and Leipzig game was a total. It was an annihilation of both the teams. So for that, you can give him a 10 on 10. Whereas the Arsenal game, we gave him an about a 2 on 10. The Chelsea game, maybe a 3 or a 4. That Basak Sahir game, I'd give him a 0. You can't lose to Istanbul Basak Sahir in that crucial game. So maybe I'd give him a 5.5. Maybe I think 5.5. I'm being a little harsh, I feel, but 5.5 I think is fair considering that we were so poor against Arsenal and Chelsea. I think we were horribly poor in those two games, and Basak Sahir was just sort of digging a grave for himself almost.
True, true. Vishesh, many people have said that, we did not perform in the Premier League because of Ole's choices to pick players like Juan Mata, Dan James, and Scott McTominay against Arsenal. I mean, sorry, Juan Mata and Dan James against Chelsea and Scott McTominay versus Arsenal. Do you think that's the same thing, or if there's something else? What possibly went wrong that we didn't do so well in the Premier League and against Istanbul?
What completely went wrong is the fact that we won the PSG game. The whole thing, if you look at it, when we look at this fixture list,
Vishesh,
no,
just one thing.
Prashant,
Winning
Prashant,
PSG never goes well for Ole anyway.
let me tell you one thing. When we came back from the break, right after that 6-1 thing, and we looked at the fixture list, our idea was, okay, Champions League, we have 3 games, we get 4 points, beautiful. We get one draw, one loss, one win. We'll accept that, but we need to win against Chelsea and Arsenal. What's ideally happened is the exact opposite. We have done beautifully in the Champions League, and we've drawn against Chelsea and lost to Arsenal. So the fact is, we're hurt with Ole's tactics because it's not paid off in the Premier League. Whereas in the Champions League, he's done. I would say I would give him a solid 8 out of 10. I know the Istanbul game was horrible, but then again, you you cannot blame Ole for having defense in their half and not being back. There are pictures of Mike Phelan telling them to come back. He cannot do anything
Fair
about
enough.
that. In fact, he played what we wanted. We wanted to see Bruno, Van de Beek, Mata all together in that diamond. And I think he's now understood that diamond doesn't function. I know Prasham hates the diamond as well, but the diamond doesn't function at all. And he will be selective with that and probably get back to the 4-2-3-1. And Sid, coming back to the McTominay point, I think Ole has found this sense of comfort in Fred and McTominay, who are two workhorses in front of that defense. I mean, if the day you tell me I have to pick a player of the season with whatever I've seen, I think Fred would be a shout out in that. So the fact being that he's found a comfortable back four, okay, I mean, we've stopped leaking that many goals, but a comfortable back four with
Yeah.
those two holding players to, secure a good defense, I'm fine with that. And if people have an issue with McTominay starting, then if you can get me another player and if you can convince Ed Woodward to buy someone like a Partey, then I'm fine.
Vishesh,
True,
just to
true.
add to that, I think there are two things that I don't necessarily disagree with you on the McTominay point, but I feel that that 6-1 defeat somewhere spooked Ole a little. I think he's just gone into a shell a little bit in the Premier League after that because he's lost all faith in Matic suddenly. And I think Matic gives us that outlet where he can drop in as the third defender, allowing our wing backs to overlap more, and he connects. His passing is much better than Fred and McTominay's passing. Now we saw that when he came on in the Arsenal game, he was brilliant. He was the one who one who made the running. So I don't know why he's lost faith in Matic. I think he can be a little more. I think he needs to be a little more aggressive because you saw
So
Aston Villa's
Prashant,
game against Arsenal.
the doubt then becomes, if you play Matic in your holding position, right? You aren't going to, if you play Matic and McTominay, you're getting way too defensive. If you play
No, you
Matic
play
and
Matic and
Pogba,
Fred.
you have
No, shit, why
Pogba
can't
loses
you
the
play
ball
Matic
way
and
too much.
Fred?
What?
Why can't you play Matic and Fred?
That
Exactly.
combination doesn't work because on one end you have Fred, who Fred is again a player we've seen who loses the ball way too much. He's very good. He does act as a workhorse, but the amount of times, and even who was that Watford? Troy Deeney came out and said that Fred loses the ball way too much. Fred is a player that he's that typical Brazilian that needs another workhorse to cover for his mistakes. Matic is no more a workhorse. He's a brilliant player, no doubt. And as you said, he does some great ball passing and all of that. But again, I think Matic will be utilized more in the cup games, probably the FA and
But
EFL.
Vishesh, this is where I completely agree with you and disagree with you. I think the fact that you play Fred and McTominay is defensive. So I feel if you want to beat teams like Arsenal, we saw what Aston Villa did. 45 seconds they had the ball in the back of Arsenal's net. We didn't have a clear opportunity in 90 minutes. The closest we got to a goal was Matic almost winning a penalty. That is the closest we got to scoring a goal. So if we want to play that kind of football, this is the kind of football we played after the lockdown was reopened and football started again with Matic in that midfield playing those passes. Within 3 months, you can't tell me that that entire system has gone out of the window and it doesn't work anymore. The problem is that he's lost faith in Matic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Mattis definitely is one of our better players, and Oli has completely lost faith in that. Now, how like many people have spoken about the mentality these players have, right? Like we earlier in an earlier video we spoke about Paul Pogba, Deschamps talking about Pogba. Now, one thing I've seen about Pogba is, and I think many of us have seen this about him, that he turns up for games he chooses that he wants to turn up for. What do you guys think about that?
See, Sid, I think it's quite simple. I think Vishesh and me both agree on this. The mentality is again another oscillating roller coaster. You do not know which Manchester United turns up on which day. Some days they will turn up with this character of this team that, oh, this is Manchester United, this is a big club in Europe. Some days they turn up with the character of, I don't know, Leicester City, where they play like the underdogs. They don't know what's happening. Maybe we can pinch a goal. Maybe we can do this. And the shoulders drop way too fast in this team within the game. Maybe the response comes after the game, but within the game, the shoulders drop way too fast in some games. Now, in the Everton game, suddenly we go 1-0 down. Suddenly we are very excited and we play very good football. In the Başakşehir game, we go 1-0 down. We go 2 down, we respond with a goal, but then we can't create anything. So the character is very hard to judge because I don't understand where the consistency is. Forget the consistency in performance. There is no consistency in character also. These players need a big kick up their backsides at times, I feel. They only perform when they are in that kind of pressure. And the Pogba point you make, I again want to say Bruno Fernandes, okay, he went missing against Başakşehir. He went missing against Arsenal, but he produces match-winning performances like he did against Everton, like he did against, in the Leipzig game when he came on, or in the PSG game. So he produces those match-winning performances. I don't have a problem with a player who goes missing for 2 games, but can win you 3 or 4 games single-handedly. I don't have a problem with that. That speaks mentality. That speaks to his mentality that he knows he can do it. We need more players like that. At least that's my opinion.
Prashant, let me get in here. I mean, Pogba, there's a lot being said. He comes off the bench, does way better. I know you guys have shot a video on that as well, and it's probably out. But my thought process is, and since this was a way more Ole oriented video, is that these people, like our club, is pushing for Ole to be in the job. Like if this was Mourinho and our players had a must-win game against Everton, they wouldn't have put in the amount of effort they have. Every time there are rumors that Pochettino is getting the job, or some new manager is, uh, just around the corner and Ole is going to get a sack, we all of a sudden click and go on this, route of performing well. So that is where I think, when it comes to Ole, it shows that we are a happy group, and because of that, things are going great.
Definitely. I think I completely agree with Vishesh in this, that one thing you have to give credit to Ole for is that the team is playing for it.
True, true, true. Okay, on that note, we end this videos, guys. Please, a huge shout out to Prasham and Vishesh, and do subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. If you do like it, please click on the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to get daily notifications from the United Star. Follow us on Instagram at the.unitedstar, and we will see you soon.